4.2.2 Quadratic Equations for Leaving Cert Maths, Ordinary Level and Higher Level. This video was produced by the UCD Math Support Centre in conjunction with the UCD Access Centre. Let's look at how to solve some quadratic equations. So the first one, solve for x. 12x squared minus 10x plus 10 equals 8. First we want to bring all our terms to the left. So let's subtract an 8 from both sides to cancel that 8 on the right. So I'm left with 12x squared minus 10x, 10 minus 8 is 2 on the left, and on the right 8 minus 8 is 0. Now I want to try and simplify things as much as I can. So if I divide across by 2, I can make my numbers a bit smaller. So 12x squared divided by 2 is 6x squared, minus 10x divided by 2 is minus 5x, plus 2 divided by 2 is plus 1, and 0 divided by 2 is still 0. Now I want to solve this quadratic equation 6x squared minus 5x plus 1 equals 0. And to do that, first I need to factorize it. We saw in a previous video how to factorize, and it turns out that we're going to choose factors minus 3 and minus 2. So we replace minus 5x with minus 3x and minus 2x. Now I look at the first two terms. What can I take out? I can take out a 3x. From 6x squared leaves me with 2x, and from minus 3x leaves me with minus 1. Leave a space. You want 2x minus 1 again. What can I take out from minus 2x to get plus 2x? Minus 1. And then we know we're right because minus 1 by minus 1 is plus 1, and that equals 0. Now I take out 2x minus 1, and I get 3x minus 1 equals 0. So those are my factors. Now if two terms multiplied together give you 0, one of them must be 0. So either 2x minus 1 equals 0, so 2x equals 1, x equals a half, or else 3x minus 1 equals 0, 3x equals 1, so x is 1 over 3. So therefore x equals 1 over 3 or 1 over 2. A second example, let's solve for x. With the fractions 2 over 3x plus 1 plus 3 over x minus 1 equals 5 over 2. So to solve this, let's get rid of the fractions because fractions are a bit difficult to work with. So let's multiply across by the three denominators 3x plus 1, x minus 1, and 2. So when I multiply the first term, I've got 2 times 3x plus 1 times x minus 1 times 2 over 3x plus 1. The second term, again, the top gets multiplied by those 3. And the third term, the top gets multiplied by those 3 again. And then I look to see what I can cancel. So the first one on the left, the 3x plus 1, can cancel top and bottom. I'm left with 2 times x minus 1 times 2. The second one, x minus 1, can cancel top and bottom. I'm left with 3 times 3x plus 1 times 2. And the third term, 2 can cancel top and bottom, and I'm left with 5 times 3x plus 1 times x minus 1. Now let's multiply out these brackets to tidy up our equation. So firstly, 2 by 2 is 4 times x minus 1. We've got 3 times 2 is 6 times 3x plus 1. And on the right, let's multiply 5 into that first bracket. 5 times 3x is 15x, and then 5 times 1 is 5. And that's all by x minus 1. Now let's multiply out our brackets. 4 times x minus 1 is 4x minus 4. 6 by 3x is 18x, 6 by 1 is 6. On the right we're going to split our bracket, so it's the first term 15x by the right bracket, x minus 1, then plus 5 by the right bracket, x minus 1. Let's tidy up our left hand side. 4x plus 18x is 22x, minus 4 plus 6 is plus 2. On the right let's multiply out, so 15x by x is 15x squared. 15x by minus 1 is minus 15x. Then our second bracket multiplication, 5 by x is 5x, and 5 by minus 1 is minus 5. And now let's tidy up the right hand side. Minus 15x plus 5x is minus 10x. Now we want to bring all that to the left. So let's subtract 15x squared from both sides. Let's add 10x to both sides, and let's add 5 to both sides. So on the right hand side we're left with 0. Now let's tidy up. There's a minus 15x squared. 22x plus 10x is plus 32x. And plus 2 plus 5 is plus 7 equals 0. Now I want to factorize this equation. But instead of factorizing this time, let's use the quadratic formula. And you can always do this if you're asked to solve an equation instead of factorizing if you like. So in this case, x equals minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's look at our equation. A is the term in front of x squared, it's minus 15. B is the term in front of x, it's 32. And c is the constant, so it's 7. So I've just subbed them into the formula there. So I've got minus 32 plus or minus the root of 32 squared minus 4 times minus 15 times 7 all over 2 times minus 15. And that tidies up to give me minus 32 plus or minus 1024 plus 420 over minus 30. And you can do that with a calculator. That tidies up to give me minus 32 plus or minus the root of 1444 over minus 30. And so when I get the square root of 1444, I get 38. So I can divide top and bottom by 2. I get x is minus 16 plus or minus 19 over minus 15. So the first option will take a plus 19, and that becomes 3 over minus 15, so minus 1 over 5. Or the second option, x is minus 16 minus 19 over minus 15, which tidies up to give me 7 over 3. So my two options then for x are minus 1 over 5 and 7 over 3, and I'm done.